So this is my new cruiser series. So if you've never cruised before, or are thinking about cruising, or have cruised but you felt like there were some things you didn't know, this video is for you. I'm Charlene of islandjumper.travel, and I like to give tips and tricks, and this particular series is for the newer cruiser so that you look like you're a pro when you get on the ship. So things to do on the ship, and this is just a short video. You will typically the night before either get a piece of paper, or you can see on your app the activities that there are to do. You want to check those out because you might miss out on something. I usually say bring a highlighter if you're using the printed copy. I'm not sure how we'll highlight that when it's on a phone app, but we'll figure it out, what you want to do for the next day. You'll also be mindful when it is days that you are going to different ports of call. You stay on ship time. Ship time is critical. In Cozumel in particular, and I think it's because they're in a different time zone typically than what the ship is on, people get left there fairly frequently. So be really mindful of ship time and what time you're supposed to be back on the ship. A lot of times as you're leaving, it'll say, be back at this time. A lot of times it's about 30 minutes before they actually want to leave. So even take a picture of that like you do when you're in the parking lot at the mall. You take a picture of where your car is, and then that way you can look on your phone and go, what parking deck was on after all. So do the same, and that way you're sure to get back on the ship on time. You do not want to miss the ship, because if you do, it is completely at your own expense to get either to the next port of call or to fly back home. So a lot of cruise lines have like a fan favorite. For example, like Royal Caribbean has a thing called a Ranger cookie. It is a very popular cookie. I took it once to a cookie exchange, and everybody assumed that I had gotten the recipe from one of my many times on the Royal Caribbean ship, because they knew that I was a big time cruiser, but it's just out there on the internet. You can find a copy. There's also the Oreo cheesecake, is very popular on the Norwegian cruise ships. It's something that fans just really look forward to. Princess Cruise, apparently their Alfredo sauce is just magnificent, and people will get a side of Alfredo like every night, even though it's not on the menu. And then Carnival has like a melted chocolate cake. So a lot of cruise lines have a fan favorite of food. So definitely you want to find out what that is and give that a try. If your travel agent doesn't know, then go look around the internet and try to figure out what the food is, because it'll be something fun, and it'll be something that you will want to try while you're on the ship. Sometimes the extra things cost a little bit of extra fees, like the race cars for Norwegian. Those will cost like $15 a trip or something, and sometimes that stuff is included, but you would need a reservation to do it. Like the North Star on Royal Caribbean, that anybody can do that. It's not an extra charge, but you do have to have a reservation for it. So sometimes they just run out of times that it's something that they can do. Same thing for the iFly or the zip line. It doesn't cost you extra, but you do have to make an appointment to get there. So kind of figure out what that stuff is, because you want to get a reservation for something you really want to do, or be mindful that, a lot of the arcades a lot of times charge extra, stuff like that. So sometimes there are upcharges on those things. And I think a lot of times it's to like keep people from just not ever getting off, otherwise you'd have somebody on that race car all day long, and they would never leave if you didn't like charge them a little bit to get off of it. So be aware of that when you are on a particular ship, because you don't want to like rack up a bunch of fees either. That would be, $100 worth of racing car or time or whatever. That would be bad too. So be mindful that some things might charge extra. Also, there will be some height or weight requirements. There's a thing called the iFly, and it's a sky diving simulator, and it has like based on your height, it has a weight maximum. So maybe for with athletic things, you're going to want to maybe look up ahead of time, make sure that you are your kids are big enough, or you're not too big, that sort of thing, so that you can enjoy all of those things. And shopping, there's lots of shopping on the ship. A lot of times there'll be a watch sale a particular day. A lot of times it's the sea days. There'll be t-shirt sales, and then they'll bring things out into the main, either the promenade or wherever the main part of the ship is, and they'll have big sales and things. So a lot of times those are really good opportunities to pick up souvenirs for the babysitter and things for people like that, and for yourself. And so don't forget to check your itinerary the night before so that you can plan out your day, especially sea days, because those will give you, there'll be tons of stuff going on all over the place, so you don't want to miss anything. So pay attention to their different itineraries and don't miss the belly flop if that's what you want to go to. And there'll be a lot of fun things like that to go to. And also there will be, Carnival has these really crazy game shows. Some of them are appropriate for families and some of them are adult friendly. So there's also the Quest. World Caribbean has the Quest, and it is adults only, and it's usually pretty late at night, so you will kind of want to find those little hidden gems, and it makes it really a fun part to be on the ship. So live your truth and live well.